Good morning. Can everyone hear me? All right. Started in a couple of seconds to make sure that so you're able to hear me.
Val, can you give a thumbs up if you can hear Sean? Yep.
We have a little bit of a sunny day situation going on here for Sunday Fun Day. That's all right. That's going to make this more relaxed. Here's going to get the shades on, kind of like the cool, and Mr. Squinty, that's me. To get started today, we're going to get to the center parts of our mat, bringing our feet out to the side. We're going to step our toes in towards the midline of our mat. Bring some straightness to the legs. We're going to draw the shoulders up and just hold them up here. You're going to take your hips. I'm going to push out to the left side. And then while you keep your shoulders elevated, let's take the left arm up and then make the arm long, like pull, 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 and begin to sweep across the midline of the body. And then let's return that back, back to our original setup position, toes angling in. Take the left hip and push it out. Oh, back center.
Yeah, really.
Draw the shoulders up, then push the hip out, then take the right arm up and bring it across the midline of the body. And take them back up to center. Draw the shoulders back up, pull the hips back, and then take the arms and sweep them backwards. Take your thumbs and then spiral them in towards the body, and then externally rotate them, spiral them all the way back, drawing those arms nice and long as you inhale. As you exhale, let's just take the palms up forward, shoulder height, facing the sky. Take a big breath in, and as you exhale, let's take your palms, bring them together and interlock the fingers. You're going to draw the hips back so we have as much weight bearing the heels of the feet. Take a big breath in, and as you exhale, lift the palms. Nice. Now, push the arms straight as you can. Let the fingers just kind of find their way through this whole pose here, but working the arms nice and straight. Draw the legs, straighten out the legs and draw the hips backwards. Take a big breath in, and as you exhale, rotate slightly to the right. Using your breath to oscillate between left and right side. Yeah. And then coming back to center, returning the palms into face with the fingers still interlocked. Keeping those hips drawing backwards, raise the arms about eye level if you can. Beautiful. Now, take a big inhale, straighten the arms, pull forward, let the shoulders actually shift forward, and then draw the shoulders back, and then draw the elbows in towards the body, hug the rib cage, and sweep them back. Just make your hands into fists and point those thumbs up to the sky. Now, we'll do a few what I call good mornings. We're going to basically hip hinge, and the degree of rotation here is all dependent upon your muscles' acceptance of the movement through the hips. I come down, up, going to squeeze the elbows together to expand the chest, and just keep going. You'll notice that my legs are very stable. They're not moving. Hinging's happening through the hips primarily. I pull back the hips, I'm folding forward. So those little tips there kind of activate that nice tension or pull you feel in the hamstrings as those muscles become more accepting of the movement that we're asking them to participate in. See if you can increase the range of motion. Just fold it down, keeping the back nice and straight. Let's bring the palms onto our thighs. Let's see if we can get a little more depth, tabletopping the back if it's possible. Still warming up the body. It's already a bit best. Go. Exactly tabletop. I want you to check in with your head, making sure it hasn't fallen off the body. Let's make it nice and long. It's like one big level plane between the back of your head and your back itself. Come back up to standing. Bring the hands forward. Shoulder height, palms are now facing. Going to keep that orientation of slightly inwardly rotated toes and begin to squat the body down. We're going to work on the range of motion of these squats. So as we go up and down, I'd like you to try to make the down a little deeper if it's possible to do. And if it's not, keep practicing at it. You'll eventually get there, I promise. All this while here, you should feel a little bit of tension or activation of muscle in that low back. It's nice. We're kind of developing the strength of those muscles. All of these activities, even though they've been worn up type of activities. Now we're going to pull down, bring the hands a little higher, take a big inhale, and as you exhale it, let the upper body pull. Stretch out that low back now. I'd like you to pull back the hips. Give me as much weight bearing in the heels, and as you do so, walk your fingers forward. The upper body just relax. Still should feel a little tension in your hammies. Try to drift back a little more as you walk forward the fingers. It's kind of like a different version of a Pilates sit-up. You know, when we dive in between our feet, get a nice pull to the low back. It's really a lengthening of those muscles to feel relatively good. And then everybody, let's meet in plank by stepping hands out, stepping feet back. Lily, come here. And pull your hips up and back to down dog. Up under the toes. Then drive the heels to the earth. Back up onto the toes. Drive the heels to the earth. Do that a couple more times. And then everyone come back to plank. Gently lower down the knees onto the mat. You know, this is going to be difficult for some of us. So if we need to avoid doing this, that's fine. You can actually cover the knees, still be working. You're going to draw the hips backwards, whether we're floating the knees or they're on the mat. They come back up into the plank. Pull your hips up and back to down dog. And then step your feet up. As you inhale, extend. Keeping the back in extension, draw the hips backwards. Let the upper body just fold down. And then take hands to opposite elbow. Just take a couple breaths. As you inhale, extend the spine. As you exhale, fold. As you inhale, drift the hips backwards without toppling. As you inhale this time, move forward to weight into the toes. And between toes and heels, I'd like you to move forward and back. Slowly, gently. And then let's find a balance between the ball of each big foot, right, of each big toe of each foot, and the heel. Find that balance. Take your palms onto your thighs. As you inhale, extend the spine and unfold the body. As we come back up to standing, hello, everybody. Happy Sunday, fun day. Sweep the arms to the sky. As you inhale, lengthen. Really use the arm to pull, like everything up. Arm, shoulder, reach towards the sky. And as you exhale, let's lower shoulders, pull them down, lower the arm, shoulder height. Now, take the arms, open them wide. And this is where we try to find that nice separation and growth through the chest. So I'd like you to use the fingers to kind of pull through the arms, making them as straight as possible. And almost like you're using the fingertips to create length for that arm, but also to pull that whole arm out and away from the center line of the body. Now, as you do this, keep on that nice reciprocal pull, each hand pulling opposite direction, and take your belly button and hollow it out. So pull that into your spine, take a breath in, and as you release it, begin to fold partially forward. So we're just waiting a little bit, so we're just hinging a little bit to bring a little more weight into the shoulders. So keep reaching the arms, pull back, back up to standing. So hips pull back, pull slightly forward, and back up to standing. Do that a few more times. Nice and slow. We want the tension in those hamstrings to be realized when we pull forward. Keep that upper body nice and long. And this time as we forward pull, we're going to hold on this, let the arms sweep down together, bringing the palms together. Take a big breath in, and as you exhale, try to hip hinge almost like you're diving down towards your mat. Put your fingertips to touch the mat. Take your palms and open them up and try to push down into the mat. I'm going to step my hands a little wider, about feet width apart. Give a nice push. Right now, I'm working my back extensor, that extension, but I've also got a nice pull the hips backwards. So
What's your modification if you can't get your hands?
well, if you can't get your fingers lift, what's the modification? Modification is just to put it elsewhere. Just use fingertips so the palms don't extend out. Fingertips can't hit. We got a problem there. Use them. Now, to inhale, extend. To exhale, bend both knees. Let's take the palms and step them onto the shins. So we have like a ski jumper type of position thing going on here. I like you to make sure that the ball of left and right foot, big toe that are out, is connected to your mat. Now I'm going to draw the hips backwards till you get more weight bearing into the heel. I'm going to push the palms into the shin, but I'd like you to pull your shoulder blades down towards your hips. So palm push. Grow the spine. Take the left hand, reach it forward. Take the right hand, reach it forward. Drop your butt and raise your upper body. So we're in a squat position, a cantilever of sorts. Arms are reaching forward. Separate your fingers nice and wide. Oscillate up and down an inch or two. Really using these gluteals. Now as you oscillate up and down, isometrically, I'd like you to activate through the heels and try to push them away from the center line of the body. And get those outer hip muscles, kicking in. Keep that external rotation of the heels active. Up and down, a few more times. And this time, stand tall, reach for the sky. Woo. Take a big inhale. On the exhale, let the arms fall. Step the right foot forward and the left foot back. As we set up on this for stability, find the right amount of separation between left and right so you feel like you've got nice control. We're up on the heel on that back foot, and I'm going to ask you today to really slide back that foot, that left foot. If you can, try to get the knee slightly posterior behind the ankle. So you can step back the foot, get this back. You're in essence pulling the hips backwards. I'm going to keep that loading that we have now on that right side, nice and enjoyable, which is always a matter of argument. We're going to make the body today more upright. And as we upright the body, you're going to feel the left hip flexor a little longer, a little more pull, a little more tension. Let's bring hands over heart. And then when we're ready, push the hands to the sky. Let's inhale and lengthen the arms. Very important here. So just bend through the elbows. Now, if you can't get your arms overhead, that's fine. Reach out in front and then raise up as high as you can. The higher up you go, the difference there is in the stretch on that side body. We're going to inhale and slightly extend the left side higher and then come back center. We're going to lower the arms, shoulder height. We're going to take the upper body and we're going to lean it in a little more. Now, how far you lean is dependent upon how secure it feels. You're going to feel a lot of work in that right butt cheek. Now, while we're holding out here, reaching forward, take the left heel, drive it to the earth, and you come back up under the tippy toes. And oscillate up and down at your own pace. Give me a nice few reps. You should feel the burn beginning to increase in that right hip. If it is, that's great. If not, maybe a few more reps will get you there. Now hold On the tippy toes, lean in a little more, interlock the fingers in front, and rotate to the right, back center. And do that a few times. You can go at a faster, slower pace. More importantly is the shoulder carriage. Rotate, not just the arms moving. Whoops. Back center, bring hands over heart. Take the back foot, step it forward. Shake out that leg. Nice stuff. Push your hands to the sky. So inhale, extend. As you exhale, bring hands over heart. Take the right foot and step it backwards. I'm not going to belabor all of the same setup things. Just some keynotes, making sure that that left knee is behind the left ankle. So you shifted everything back. And if you can, push that right leg back. Walk it back on the toes. Behind the heels. Fly down. We have dog issues today. Now, let's bring the arms forward. Sweep them up to the sky. So you inhale, extend. Let's extend to the right now as we draw in the breath. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit sidetracked with our little Lily. Moving back center, lowering the arms down. Let's lean in a little bit. When we lean in, we want to make sure we're not finding collapse of the upper body. We have length going. Take the right heel, drive it to the earth, and rise up, lower, oscillate. We arrive up, hold up that heel. Let's interlock the fingers. Let's lean in a little more and rotate to the left. And inhale, exhale. Use your breathing to help control the movement. And then come back center. Bring hands over heart and step the back foot forward. I'm sure I missed something on that. I blame Lily. Anyways, with your feet stepping to the sides of the mat, push the hands to the sky. Take a powerful inhale. As you exhale, half forward fold. Tabletopping the back. With the palms facing the earth. Spiral your thumbs up towards the sky. Take a big breath in. As you stand tall, keep the palms to the sky. Raise the arms as high as they'll go. Take a big exhale as you fold down and have a seat. Oh. Nice. Cheers, everybody. Good morning. Nice crazy day here. All right. Let's come down onto the mats and lie all the way down. Sippage of water, a little hydration. I'm going to reposition the mic. So it's not very, so much information. You're going to step the feet in towards your butt as far as they'll go. Have a lot of flexion in the knee. And take your low back, and I'd like you to rock your pelvis forward. Feel the separation. Low back from your mat. This is basically the sense touch. Skin the low back. We're going to rock the hips the other way. So you feel the skin of the low back touching. Let that little touch. And then when we get it there, I like you to kind of hollow out your tongue. What we're going to do is kind of like a reverse what we normally do in Pilates, which is we start to feel the top vertebrae of the spine off the mat. And we drop our chin in. We're not doing that. We're actually going to take the tailbone, kind of pull it forward. So the pelvis is kind of rounding up. We're going to try to pull off the tailbone from the mat as we suck in the belly. And then we're going to reverse that down. So in essence, what we're doing is going to take in the pelvic girdle, lifting it up off the earth by rotating it, in essence. So we're hollowing out the belly with your gluteals and kick in as we create that internal rotation. or upward rotation of the pelvic girdle. Now, when we bring it back down, we're looking for that low back touch. Spin there up, just flattening out until we get all of that connected. And if you're the lower back, your tailbone, just connect. You're going to roll back up, suck in. Now you're going to hold this in place. For the rest of this move, we're going to start to push with the heels and elevate the hips. We have a big inward rotation going on, right? We're lower, back down. And we're using the upper back as like a one vertebrae at a time type of thing to kind of slowly reposition the tailbone back on the mat. Then we're going to rotate in, hold in, suck in with the gut, and then push from the heels and drive those hips up and into the air. See if you can get a little higher than last time. While we're up this time, we're going to add a little progression. I like you to take the thighs and bring them together. And then let the legs separate. And then one vertebrae at a time from the center of the spine, lowering back down onto the mat. So the tailbone connects. You got that little touch, skin of the low back. And you're going to take the pelvic girdle and pull it in and upward. Pull in the tummy, drive from the heels, push those hips up, and then take the thighs and squeeze them together. And then take the left foot up off the earth, or just lifting it an inch or two, and then lowering it back down, switching it for the right side, reach, lowering that foot back down, and then lowering that upper body all the way to the tailbone back down, and then let's pull the knees up and into the chest, and then forehead up to meet the knees, rock all the way up into staff pose. Ah. Good morning. All right, now, in staff pose. Legs are extended, separated a little wider than hip width apart. Going to find that ischium, that's that bony protuberances of your pelvis. Going to move all that muscle tissue out of the way and make the chest nice and proud. To bring hands over heart. I like you to take your shoulders and try to pull them off the center line of the body. You're getting nice and wide, lots of breath. Let's take the arms and extend them forward. Separating the fingers widely. Let the hands pull the arms and shoulder carriage forward. And then magically, which is really by design, I
Like they're years back on.
don't want to. Can't rise anymore.
Wait,
We have a technical difficulty.
and can you hear?
Yes.
Yes.
You were off for about 3 minutes. You're back on.
Thank you. Keep going.
We're all right. Reaching higher, 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 and then bringing hands over heart. Now, we're going to reverse Pilates style this down by starting with the dive first. So let's extend out. Let's get a nice release through the low back. I'm going to grab the mic so it's a little more audible. And then from your tailbone this time, it's kind of like a reverse of what we just did. I'd like you to start rotating the pelvic girdle with the tailbone and then the lower vertebrae of the spine. Start connecting with the mats. We're kind of lowering down, arms are extending, chin is dropped onto the chest. Down, slow, slow, slow. And extend the arms all the way back. You're going to pull your knees up and into the chest. No use of arms required. And the legs all the way back out. You walk them out if your back's a little bit stressed. When they're all extended back out, bring the arms back over the chest, drop your chin into the chest, and peel up one vertebrae at a time. And dive it down. Extend it out. Take a breath and enjoy. As you begin the inhale, the next breath, where it's starting to come back into staff pose. Going to make the spine nice and long. We're going to step the feet in ever so slightly. Going to keep the arms extended, and then we're going to gently lower back down onto the mat. Body style. See if you can keep your feet touching the mat all the way down. This time we're extending just the upper body, pulling long with the arms, pulling those shoulders over their sockets, basically. Taking the arms, letting them sweep back up, dropping the chin onto the chest, and peeling up one vertebrae at a time. Now, when we step the legs in, we increase the effect of lowering back down. It's like we're having technical difficulties. Apologize. Come back up. Coming back up slowly, and then diving back down. And then one more time. Slowly lowering down. Extending the arms all the way back. This time we're going to extend the legs up and into the air. This is kind of, again, like staff pose, but in this case, our backs on the earth and our legs are extending to the sky. There's like an L shape. Let's take the heels and push through the sky. And if you can, see if you can kind of create that push, significant amount, where you're actually using your six-pack muscle, help you pull your tailbone up off the earth. So you use those big six-pack muscles. I'd like you to suck in and squeeze them, and then lower down as you suck in the tailbone. Go down the tailbone, and then bend both knees at a 90-degree angle into them. So you're kind of like sitting in a seat. Seat has fallen over on the ground. Where are your arms? Arms are wherever you want to put them. So now you're going to take your heel of your right foot, and you're going to keep the bend in the knee, lower the heel, right side. Just touch, just to feel the touch the earth on the heel. Bring it back up. Position where it started, and we're going to switch to the opposite side. Nice and slow. Back up. And now I got a question for you. Skin of the low back, feel it touching the earth. And if you don't, rock the hips forward to intensify the use of that big six-pack muscle. And now keep it active as you return that right heel to the earth. And then raise it back up. Check in with the skin of that low back still touching. Good. Left side. And then back up. And then extend both legs straight up into the air. And lower the right leg. Straight. Keep it straight. Keep the heel pushing out of the way from the body. Feel a nice pull through that right side of the flexor. We're going to go to the left side. Leg extending straight as it lowers. And raises. Now hold both legs up. Take your fingertips and reach them up towards the toes. Now as you follow up the belly, I'd like you to peel your shoulder blades up off the earth and try to touch your toes with the fingertips and then lower back down. All the way. Extend the arms all the way behind your head, all the way back. Slowly sweep the arms back up. When they're aiming up at the sky, start to peel the back of the head and the upper body up off the mat as the toes come to the target with your fingertips. Slowly lower back down. Arms sweep all the way back. Like the moment of rest. And as we intensify the work effort in this big erector, six-pack muscles, we're going to reach higher, hold, and then slowly lower down. We're going to do one more rep. You're walking around with your six-pack and your bikini, early summer, spring. Be thanking you for all this fine effort you're putting in, reaching higher, holding, see if you can get an inch higher, just a fraction of an inch, anything, and then relax everything. Extend the legs all the way up. Extend the arms all the way back. Oh, and as you extend opposite direction, feet, hands stuck in the belly. And then separate the field, edges of your mats. Backs of your legs are still connected to the mats. Bring your arms back up. We're coming up Pilates style, of course. One, oh my goodness, see how tired those muscles are at a time. And then dive it all the way down. The breath. All right. A big section of core in there. We're almost done. Now, come back up, sweep your legs around, and give me a low plank. Oh my goodness. Now, the work or effective work here, and just to get this started out, I'd like you to be down on your knees and actually have your hips or your pubis area, on the mat. What affects the amount of work that goes on through your core is the position of your arms. So if your elbows are directly under shoulders, that will impart a certain amount of work into all the rest of the core. If you move your elbows forward, it imparts more work. So this is just a word of advice. Know where you are and how far forward. You can see progression and strength by how much far forward, how more forward your elbows are. So now we're going to do 8-point planks, which means we're remaining on the forearm, and all we're going to do is lift the pubis area off the mat. So we're on knees and elbows. That's our bridge right there. And we lower back down. Now, so if you have knee issues, you should maybe put a towel down. And if you want, you can do this exercise up off the knees altogether. Just be in a low plank position. The rest of us are going to pull the hips up and then lower back down. And then we're going to move the elbows forward just about an inch or two. And then pull the pubis back up. Sorry, pull the hips back up and then lower back down. And then we're going to walk the elbows a little more forward again. And then we're going to do the same thing, lifting the hips. We're going to feel, hopefully, more intensity in the movement. As I ask you to move out the elbows, if it hits that point where I can't really go there, then don't. Just find out what works for you. Like lower back down, step them back up, raise those hips back up. And now we should have a maximal load. I'd like you to hold that and come up off the knees. And then lower the knees back down. And then raise the knees. So literally what I'm doing is I'm letting the heels drive the work. I drive them back to straighten through the knees, and then I lower back down. I should feel a nice stretch in the bottom of my foot because I feel a lot of intensity in those muscles from my core. Then one more time, up, drive backwards, push back, and then lower the knees. Walk the hands back. We're coming into child's pose. Let's separate the feet, the knees nice and wide, and then walk the hands forward. So child's pose, if we have bad knees, can actually be done on the backside. That's simply like a dead bug, if you will. If you're familiar with that pose, we just pull the knees in towards the body. And then what we're going to do is come up onto all fours. Take the right foot and step it forward now. So I have a kneeling type position on the left knee, right foot forward. I'm going to take the left heel, drive it back. So I'm up off my knees now. And then I lunge position. I have my hands straddling my feet. So I have one right side, one left side. I have nice stability because my left hand and left foot have the same line to back. Take my right knee and bring it forward. And then take my left heel and drive it backwards. Then I'm going to use my right leg I'm going to drive force through the heel of the right foot, straightening that right leg and driving the left heel in towards the mat. And a gas rod, that left side muscles of the lower leg to a nice stretch. Right knee bends, right knee pushes forward, pushing up under the toes of that foot. And then I'm going to take the left heel and drive it backwards as I straighten out to the right leg. Take the right heel of that right foot, push it in and straighten the leg. So two nice stretches going on here. Hamstrings, right side, gluteals also part of that chain. And the left calf area. Should feel good. Let's take the left foot, step it forward, switch it out for the right. Take that right heel, drive it to the earth, as we straighten to the left leg. Remember, how we activate deeper stretch with this particular setup is by pushing in the heel, that forward foot, the left heel in this instance, and driving the heel of the right in towards the earth. Bend the left knee up under the tippy toes, the knee push forward of that toe box, and then drive the heel back. Straighten that left knee. Push that left heel into the earth. And drive that right heel set. And then bend. We'll do this one more time. Straighten and stretch. And as you bend the left knee this time, step the right foot. Separate them with the mat in a folded position. The upper body just kind of dangle and fold down. Take your fingertips onto the mat, walk them forward. I'm going to use the weight of the arms and fingers to form a little cantilever that's allow us to link through the low back and swing to both legs. Stretching. So hips pull back, weight to the heels, much as you can without toppling, fingers reaching forward. As you inhale this time, bend both knees. As you lengthen through the spine, up to standing, sweep your arms to the sky. Nice. Move back. Yes. Oh. Reach high, reach tall, get it long. And then bring hands over hearts. Take the left foot, step it forward. Take the right foot, step it back. Swing those toes out on a 45-degree angle. So everything's kind of almost aiming forward. Just enough openness in that right hip. Now, what we're going to do is take your left hand and extend it forward. So this is kind of like a warrior's pose. What we're going to do is take that left leg now and straighten it. I'm going to take that left heel and drive it into the earth. So you reach that left hand forward, sweep the right arm back. Nice. Palms are facing the sky. Palms plural facing the sky. Now sweep that left hand up, keep the right hand position. So we have that right arm extending right back, level with the earth, parallel to the earth, reaching that left hand a little higher. Now take that right arm and sweep it up to meet the left. And then lower that right arm back down, lower the left arm. Bring both now hands over heart. Take that left heel, drive it to the earth. Take that right hip and rotate it forward as you come up on the toes of that right foot. We've squared the body to the front of the mat. Take the hands, extend forward. Separate them and raise them. Lean in a little more. Sweep the arms down and back. Spiral the thumbs backward and open through the chest. Bring hands back over heart and step the back foot forward. Switch sides. Driving that right heel down. Take the right arm, extend it forward, palm facing the sky. Take the left arm, extend it back. Keep that left arm parallel to the mat as best you can. As you inhale, with lengthening right side as that right arm reaches to the sky. When you're ready, sweep the left arm up to meet the right. Lowering both back down. Sweeping around and coming up under the toes with that left foot. Leaning in, raising the arms. Sweeping them back and down and rotating. It's nice expansion through the chest. Bring the arms all the way back up, and then bring hands back over heart. Step the back foot forward. Push the hands to the sky as you inhale. And as you exhale, have a seat. Couple stretches to finish up. Oh, boy, that was so graceful. How do I do that? I don't know. All right, in this seated position, so you can extend your leg out straight. I'm going to ask you to put a little bit of bend in your knee, and that's kind of like a figure four type of stretch. So we're going to start very basic type of position. We have that right leg, we kind of open it up onto the floor. So if you need to move stuff around to make it all work, please do so. Thanks. Now, you're going to wrap your kneecap with your hand, and then we're going to use that to kind of lower back down the body to the mat, nice and slow. Slower than what I just demonstrated. I was like, where, oh, there's nothing left to hold this, it just falls. That's okay. Now, I have my left thigh pulling into the mat, and I have my right thigh rotating down onto the mat. And as we progress this stretch, I'd like you to return that left foot back down, and then take the right foot and stack it on top, and put it on top of the left thigh. This is figure four, basically. Correct. We're going to bring that left thigh in. So this is the progression. Now we've got like a lot more rotation going on that right hip. It feels really good. Let's lower that left side down. Lower the right side. Extend the legs all the way out. As we transition through this, we're going to transition Pilates style. Let's bring the arms back over chest, chin drops in, and then slowly come back up. Dive it down. Take a breath. When you release it, back into the staff pose. Take the right foot, step it in. It's planted on the earth. We're going to take that left foot, fold it open. Hands on that right kneecap. Roll back down. What's going on there? You look like you're a little broken. Pulling that right knee up and into the chest. Feel a nice opening across the pubis area and then across that left hip. Let's let that right foot return back to the earth. Bring that left foot on top of the right. Or Lily is just on a terrible sheet. I'm going to bring that right leg into the body with that nice figure four stretch going on. A lot of times I find with people their hips kind of like rocking side to side. Best you can, just try to use the musculature to keep the hips stable. Benefit this stretch. Getting more pull on the side. Get ready, return this back down. I'm going to extend both legs all the way out. Take the arms of the head. I love this stretch simply because it creates deep compression with the whole body. We're just applying end to end, toes to fingertips. So we let our mind and body calm. Let the arms just kind of sweep back down to the spot. Take the toes and turn them in to touch if you can. just into more detail. All what you generally find the external rotation of the body, especially the legs, is much greater than the working towards is two. Feet to smaller than you to. Take a big inhale. Release all of the stress, physical stress being there. Your next breath is walk it up to a seated position. Bring hands over heart. Say thank you for participating today. Have a great day. Namaste. Okay.
Runaway dog.
Dogs and technical issues. What a great day. Good morning, everybody.
Look at the camera.
Oh, I'm sorry. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, I look at the computer screen so I can see your faces. Now I can't see your faces.